Good morning, evening, or afternoon, everybody. Today I'm going to be covering what I think are some of the most needed changes and features added to MoP, whatever it is, whether it's new or it is slightly changing something or changing a system that has yet to come but will be coming soon. We definitely need to talk about these things because they're very impactful to the game, and I think a lot of them do need some sort of changes. So one of the biggest ones and most impending ones is with Throne of Thunder. You get the Thunder Forging, later known as War Forging system. And what this system does is essentially it has a chance to proc on a piece of gear and make it just higher eye level than the other pieces of gear. And what this causes, especially for any guild that does loot council, any guild that does SR, anything like that, instead of just some lucky, oh cool, chance on proc, make everyone happy, it just makes a lot of people very angry if they aren't the one to get it, because it's even super rare, and it just causes way more pain, stress, and headaches than it does for the reward that it's worth for the oh cool. I wish people could take it as it is and be like, yes, I got a Thunderforged piece, but there's just far too much toxicity, especially in the classic WoW community, and it'll cause a lot of people to be mad, leave guilds, ruin friendships because other people got Thunder Forged piece of gear and others didn't. So I would honestly just straight up remove it from the game. With item upgrades being in already, there's no need for it to be there. But if they feel like it needs to be in there, please allow us a way to Thunder Forge them ourselves. So like whether it's with our Charms of Good Fortune, anything like that, just some way for us to just go ahead and cause a piece of gear to become Thunder Forged. That way, if you get bad RNG, that takes away a lot of the toxicity for it. Still makes those be hype, and then there's a bad luck RNG prevention, some way for people to get those extra eye levels other than just pure RNG, because that can be very, very toxic. Then the next thing that is an absolute must, and this mainly probably comes from me being in Season of Discovery so much and wanting Season of Discovery and loving Season of Discovery and then coming over here, is flex rating. While flex rating in SOD was completely different than the traditional sense of flex rating. So flex rating, if you don't know, is you bring more than, I think it's set to 10, anywhere between 10 and 25 players, and you bring those players into the raid. And when you get like 11, 12, the boss's HP goes up, his damage hits a little harder, and you get more loot. And the more loot is the important part, as well as the difficulty going up. What SOD did is they capped it at 20. It was scaled for 20 people raids, but you could bring up to 40. So like, for instance, we did all the hard modes, but we brought anywhere from 25 to 30 people. So I prefer that way, but there was no extra loot other than what we got from hard modes. So like, I personally prefer it that way because I think Classic is all about experiencing the content, and who cares about world first 20-person integrity. Like there isn't any competitive integrity in a re-release game that's been out for 12 years. Everyone can go watch the fights. There's no new discovery. Everyone knows the strats. The meta is just who can get a certain amount of players. So let people overpower it, let people get their loot, let people clear it. I think that is so much better than just having a lot of people wipe and give up. The roster boss, if you will, has been very, very tough on SOD. If I wasn't a content creator, I don't think I'd be able to field a 25-man raid team every week. But being Gago has its perks in attracting people, getting people, guilds, talents, and other just, all of the above makes it really nice. Then the next thing I want to talk about is the Celestial requirements and the Deserter debuff. So right now, the Celestial requirements only require you to be the same as a heroic dungeon, which is like 430 eye level in order to queue up for these Celestials. And the problem that we keep seeing is people get their Celestial stuff and or like people just hit 90 and then they go in and queue for that because it's the same as heroic, and then they get kicked from it, and then they have to wait 30 minutes. You get a 30-minute deserter penalty if you are kicked from a dungeon. And so people who are vastly undergeared go into the dungeon to with people that are geared, have zero patience, are sweaty, elitists, and then they just kick people. I see so many people just get kicked for, when, like, in the first 2 weeks, it was, you're rolling the same gear type as me, I'm gonna kick you. The groups of 3 and 4 were just going in there. The last guy, that's someone who can steal my loot, kicked. And then that person's stuck with a 30-minute penalty, and that just doesn't sit right with me. Kind of sucks. I get it's more of a community issue, but I think removing the 30-minute deserter and maybe or even lowering it to like 10 minutes I think would help a lot, or limiting how many times each person can kick someone. There's just too much elitist sweaty behavior going on, and you really don't need to be doing top tier DPS for Celestials. They're really that easy. So, there's also that scenario where someone's doing good enough damage to kill the stuff, but it's just not good enough for those higher up players, and then they kick people, and it just feels really, really bad. Then the next thing I want to see is the mega server merger. I want whatever they're doing that, whatever the plan is, I would love for this to be done by Throne of Thunder and be able to, have the final result. Hopefully we have everyone on one PvE server and everyone on one PvP server. I just don't know how Faralina and Benediction are going to play out, because I'm already on the Horde mega server with all the people that came here with me from SOD. Everybody here is Horde. We're the Horde mega server, and Benediction players probably feel the same way, just with the Alliance. So I really don't see a reason for Faralina or Benediction to move to this new mega server. I get it for the locked servers and the lower pop servers. Absolutely, we should do that. But it's just like, they need to either force us to go there or incentivize it somehow. I don't know which way, but like, I'd honestly, if that's the goal, force us all to one server and then allow everybody to transfer to the PvP server if they so choose. But anyway, time will tell what they do, and hopefully we get a good solution, because I always say WoW is at its best when everybody is playing it. Then finally, we have this one, and I made a whole video talking about this, and I want to reiterate this. I think they made a mistake by removing LFR, and I think they should give us LFR. I personally wouldn't do it. I would stick to Celestials. I would do it, but there seems to be enough portion of the player base that really misses LFR, wants to do LFR, and Celestials in every sense of the game are better. Like, you get more loot, more gear, they're faster, they're easier. You can do it with just 5 people. But there are a ton of people that really like LFR and enjoy it, and are even claiming that they're not subbing because LFR is there, and I would hate to do that. And like, as I said, I'm not so avidly against it because I don't think it affects me. I don't think it would affect me, my guild, at all if we had LFR in there, because I think everyone would just do Celestials to do that. And, we're a semi-hardcore guild that clears all of normal and pushes heroic prog every week to hopefully be cutting edge before Throne of Thunders. But, time will tell. It's interesting to see where we're at and how we're doing. But we're doing pretty good, and I'm enjoying it for a bunch of SOD players and a community guild. So anyway, guys, those are my thoughts and opinions. I have 2 videos on the Mega Server and LFR already, and I'll definitely link them down below and pin them if you want more details on that and my opinions. But until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.
Hey, you. Yes, you. Are you still there? Well, I appreciate you for taking the time to watch this entire video and making it to the end here. If you enjoyed this video, definitely check out the other videos about World of Warcraft listed in these playlists down below. And thank you again. Have a great day. Bye-bye.